We are live.
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
So let me ask you, did you drive that big Tonka truck here or what?
So it's the fourth lap. You've been in the lead the entire race, and you tangle up with some banners? Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, this is the next wave.
Don't tell me about struggle. When I started racing, I was going to the track in a four-door car. My bike was in the trunk.
Okay, it's time to get serious. The windows are down. You're driving down the back road. Are you listening to country or rock and roll? Tell me seriously, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
Okay, it's the last lap. Your teammate is right in front of you, and it's the last corner.
What's your next move?
Supercross, motocross, arena cross, I don't care. These guys are the gnarliest men on the planet. And let's not forget about the women in this sport. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda, KTM, Gas, Husky. What's next, guys? Bull Tucker? Last week, you made it to the podium. Who helped you get there? Now, let's talk about the lappers. Now, I don't know about you. I've got a different view on this. If I'm in 8th place and I get the blue flag, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm racing for 8th place.
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
No, I disagree totally. The last chance qualifier is my favorite race of the night. When else are you going to have everybody laying it all on the line just to get into the main event?
So what's your training look like these days? Is that milkshake part of it, huh? Who's your first phone call after the race? Favorite set of gear, go. Who do you follow on social media?
They say everybody puts their pants on the same way. Baloney! Is it left leg first or right?
You know, I don't care what they say. We were friends before this race, but I'm not going to dinner after this is over.
Okay, you're on the podium. Your mechanic hands you the hat to do the interview. Is it ears tucked in or regular status? Chocolate or vanilla?
Sit back, relax. Here comes Jack Brassfield with the MOTO-MOTO Live Show.
Hey, we are live. Thanks for coming out to the Stony Creek Hotel in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. This is the MOTO-MOTO Live Show. And tonight we've got a special guest. I haven't seen him in a long time. I can't wait to talk to this guy. But thank you to the Stony Creek Hotel for hosting our Wednesday night shows. Stony Creek has locations in Oklahoma, Illinois. There you go. Illinois, in case she kicks you out on the couch one night. Iowa, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Tonight's guest, check this out. He's 34 years old. He stands at 6'2" tall, weighing in at 195 pounds. Let me tell you about this guy. He's the most famous dirt bike rider with zero. You got that on the camera? Zero. The most famous dirt bike rider with zero career accomplishments. He started to gain fame in 2012 when he created a 6-part web series called Bret Cue Road to X Games, despite having an invite. That's a great story. The video series gained notoriety in the motocross community and racked up over 160,000 plus views on YouTube. Fast forward to today, he owns his own gear company, 365MX. Welcome to the stage, my buddy, Bret Cue. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing so good, man. I just rode at Bubs Creek today, and I had so much fun, man. That track is super cool, and it's been a little bit since I've been on the bike, but I had a lot of fun, and just went out and just did some laps, and it was a good day.
How much did he pay you to say that line?
I was just about to say, I did not pay him to say that.
Hey, I'm just saying, just speak the truth.
Hey, Bubs Creek is our racetrack out in Bristow, Oklahoma. 18326 South 273rd West Avenue, Bristol, Oklahoma. No, he brought out some buddies today, and we prepped the track, man, and we were waiting on the rain. They said it was going to rain, so we didn't dump a lot of water down, and then it was raining on me again at 6 a.m. this morning, and I was thinking, okay, I'm still not dumping water. It was all right, though?
It was good, man. The moisture was awesome, and it actually stayed in there better than I expected with the wind. It's probably a tough track to prep because there's just so many different styles of dirt, and it's got to be tough. But the trees and everything about that track was just super cool.
So I was going to talk about that later in the show, but since you brought it up, so we've got like 4 styles of dirt. Okay, so if you want a little rock, we've got rock climbing.
Who doesn't love rock?
We've got red dirt, brown dirt, light tan dirt. And, so I could tell you guys stayed away from the back part of the track. You were up by the tunnel. You were by the tunnel in the good stuff.
Yeah, but, man, that stuff was in the shade, and it stayed so moist, and it was awesome. The berms built up good. There wasn't enough of us on the track. The back part probably would have been a lot better, but there was only a few of us out there, and it really didn't get a lot of lines and berms cut in, but the sand didn't take very long, and it got some good ruts, and we were having a lot of fun out there. So,
man, I got some good pics. I'll post them later.
Awesome.
You trying to throw it sideways on the tunnel?
You see, I know that exactly what you're talking about, and I go up, and I don't know why, but I can only scrub one direction. It doesn't make any sense. I know. You would think that you just do everything the opposite way, and it would be fine, but I just can't scrub to the left for my life, and I even tried to come out of this left turn, and then the straightaway even kind of fades to the left afterwards. So it only makes sense to scrub to the left, but I can scrub only to the right. And I came out of the left turn, and I don't know why, but I tried to scrub a couple times the other way. It looked completely goofy probably, and it was slower than just jumping it straight, but I had fun still. I like getting sideways on my dirt bike, and that's all that matters.
Jackson can scrub that tunnel. I've got pics to prove it. I'll show you later.
Only to the left, though.
So
we can't do it to the right.
So
Really?
since
No, not at
Oh,
all.
dude, me and you together, we would make James Stewart look silly.
he's so flat on. I've got a few pics. He's flat. I
Man.
mean, it was shocking. I'm serious. So, by the way, my co-host tonight is Jackson Brassfield, the 2019 and 20 Hoosier Arena Cross champion. Puff the chest out a little bit and be proud, right? Be proud of that one right there.
Yeah, we're just
repping
everybody.
hard-fought battle.
He's repping Bubs Creek. You're just talking good about me. What do we
That's
got
right.
on you?
That's right. By the way, since we're talking about Bubs Creek, I was going to bring that up later, but our next ride day is April 18th. It's a fun day Sunday, so be out there for that. It's just a fun ride day. We break up the practices into big bikes, little bikes, advanced, beginner, you name it. We're also going to have quads that day, first day ever, which I'm kind of pumped.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Because we've never seen a quad ride that track. And these guys have been texting me left and right, when are we going to have quads out there? And I'm like, they finally talked us into it. We're going to do bikes from 10 to 4 p.m., quads from 4 to 6 p.m. I mean, they kind of tear up the track, so I kind of gave them the end of the day.
So what you should do on that is you should cut the rocky part of the track that wasn't very good for a dirt bike or as good for a dirt bike for just the quads. Those quads have so much fun just throwing so much roost and throwing rocks everywhere. They would
we're gonna stay
they would
away.
get so many good pictures. It'd be
Skating.
awesome.
All right, good idea.
And then the other part could be the motocross part. You could run them at the same time. It'd be
hey,
fine.
speaking of new sections, tell me the truth. How were the trails?
I had a lot of fun. I can't believe you cleared that many trees out of there, but I had a lot of fun. I only got hit in the face a few times with tree branches and stuff, but
we haven't really opened it
hey,
up
it was worth it. It was plenty wide, it was like plenty wide for a side-by-side to get through there, but there was a lot of branches. Like, maybe it's because I'm so tall and goofy, I don't know, but I was hitting a lot of treetops.
6'2", tall and goofy.
Yep.
Your head off the top.
So actually, we're going to open up the trails that ride day as well. So side by sides can come out, quads, bikes, whatever. There will be direction, so you're not running into each other. So you found it easily without my signs.
Yeah, definitely. I found it easy, and I will say that the guys that I was riding with, we all rode the trail, and I went around and I jumped it again, and I was going for a lap too. I was ready to go, and I turned around and nobody else was there. And I was like, "Where is everybody?
Oh,
why
yeah, you
why does
left
nobody
them.
else want to ride?"
I was filming.
No, it wasn't that I left them. They all just pulled off, and they were like, "Okay, we're good. We had our lap." But I was having
Oh,
so
you
much
mean
fun.
when you were about to do lap 2?
Yeah,
I saw you.
I was going for lap 2, and I had to turn around
Matter of
and
fact,
go
I
find
was-
my friends.
I was talking to Richie Rich over there. I said, "Hey, they're having so much fun. They're about to do lap 2. I saw you come around for lap 2, and then you chickened out because they bailed on you."
I was going for gold, but I didn't want to go by myself.
All right.
Got scared.
I did. Got a little scared.
So I
thought
mean,
I
we
was gonna
cut
get
that
lost.
with a dozer, and I'm making it 8 foot wide because I don't want it to just be motorcycle friendly. I know those Okra guys. I get it. You wanna chop your bars off and go through the trees that are so narrow, but we've got so many people with side by sides popping up lately. I've got 7 or 8 friends right now that have them, and they come out there and they're having a blast. And it was still fun for you on a dirt
Well,
bike.
we'll do the I'm sure we'll in a year or two we'll cut the trails that are literally just barely able to make them through. But
Yeah, that's probably whenever I'm going to be out, because one time, or actually 2 times, I got Caleb Russell let me borrow his bike,
Are you
his
serious?
practice
You
bike.
know that
for,
dude?
Yeah, for a GNCC, and it was in Florida, and I don't like the sand first off, and I'm not very good at trees in the first place. And both times, I think I went 2 laps before the track got so rough, and my hands were just bloody. And in 2 laps, like I know I'm being kind of a sissy,
Yeah.
but those guys are serious. And I think I hit probably 3 trees, and my shoulder, I could have sworn I put it on backwards a couple times, but yeah, I hit I hit my shoulder so hard. Like I would just be going into this corner, and I thought I was gonna be going for gold, and then just wash out and boom! I would hit myself so hard I would just go backwards.
do you remember how many times I crashed whenever we did that? Where was it at?
Buddy Bishop's?
Yeah, Buddy Bishop's.
Yeah.
Dude, he would he'd be like, "You go ahead in front of me," and this guy would just be like, just cruising, trying. He'd be catching me, and I would just be hammering down, and I just smack a tree with my foot peg, and you just eat it, dude.
Dude, it's no
'Cause
doubt.
I'd come up on it. He would literally leave me.
'Cause I'm
We did a race at
hauling.
Buddy Bishop's house, which is like 4 miles from our track.
Yep.
He did like this. I don't know. He's in a series.
Yeah, in a
I'm not
series.
sure what it's called.
Yeah.
Okie Sprint or something like that. He invited us out. We did this. It's like half in the trees, half
Half
moto.
moto. It was
and
sick.
and you can tell guys like us when we get to the moto part,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
loving life.
Going
Yeah.
for
and
it.
then
Yep.
literally hating every bit of the
It's so
trees.
hard.
And so I would
Right.
catch him in the trees every time just by just being smooth and just I would
Stole my
slow
bike.
down, and he's gunning it through the trees, and I'll look ahead and I'm like, he hit a tree. And seriously, I mean, this is what he said. He'll smack a tree and I'll stop, and he's so pissed off. He's like, just go, just go.
It pissed me off.
I'm
'cause
like,
I would
I'm trying to
I
help
passed
you.
Everyone. I was leading in the because the moto part was first, so I would get a
Oh, yeah,
bad
you
start,
gap
and then
'em.
dude, I go, and then I would just crash, and then I broke both levers off. I was so mad. Both of the levers were like halfway
Broke
broken.
both
off.
levers, he didn't even crash. He just smacked the trees.
Yeah.
See, the thing on
Exactly.
GNCCs that I had so much trouble with, like, it's not just that it's a really narrow track, but there's so many guys, and you're trying to go around them, and you're like, oh, well, there's a line, and you don't realize that it's a line that nobody's taken yet, and it's can get a little hairy pretty fast, you know.
Yeah.
And
got
that's
the most
usually
rocks on it.
whenever I'd try to make a pass is usually when I would hit something, because I was like, how can I go around that guy? He's taking up the whole road. What am I
The
supposed to
whole
do?
road.
Dude, we haven't even started our first segment yet.
Yeah,
We're
sorry.
already into some
Yeah.
awesome stories. How the heck do you know Caleb Russell? And how did you borrow his bike?
Well, I worked for motorsport.com at the time, and Motorsport helped Caleb a little bit, and we became pretty good friends, and we still talk quite a bit. But I was just I don't remember exactly how it came about, but I was probably joking with him and telling him I could go faster than him, and he's lucky he has #1 because I'm not out there, blah blah blah. And then that ended up where he was like, okay, well, you can ride my practice bike, and we'll go racing. But he didn't tell me until afterwards that his practice bike was actually set up for motocross, not woods. It was like the clutch was full on, like it wasn't an auto clutch or nothing like that. And I don't think he even used one of those in his race bike though, but I expected it, you know. I thought, man, if I'm riding in the woods, I need an auto clutch. And it had stiff suspension that was not wood suspension. I was like, thanks for telling me last week, dude, that this wasn't even a bike that I'm supposed to be riding out here. This is your motocross bike.
Yeah.
So
Which
I
was
don't know.
still awesome. Which
Yeah,
was
it-
still freaking amazing, probably.
it was still cool, but it's, I don't know, it's something I won't forget. But I probably won't do that again.
All right.
So
No, if it was moto, it was.
I don't know if I would try a GNCC. I mean,
No, dude.
moto, a 30-minute moto is hard enough. I mean, what is that, a 2 or 3 hour event?
yeah, but 2 laps didn't. Actually, 2 laps might have taken me about an hour and a half. I don't know. Not really sure, but
Oh, my God.
I got around it faster and better than I thought I would, and it also rained. It was in Florida, like I said, with the sand and everything, and that's already tough in the first place. But
Yeah.
it rained quite a bit before, and so it was another story because where I learned how to ride and where I grew up, it was if it drizzled last week, you ain't riding.
Right.
You're gonna get your
No.
bike muddy.
No,
So
yeah.
it's a full on. It's gonna be dusty, hard packed, or else you're not gonna ride a dirt bike today.
But in Florida, it
So-
rains every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. Don't
Yeah.
freak out.
Yep. I was like, well, I
It'll
guess
stop.
we're
Yeah.
gonna. At least it wasn't my bike. I guess I didn't have to wash it either, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel bad still, kind of, but kind of.
He just threw it in the van.
So I
He
know
just
you
care.
didn't just come down here to Oklahoma from Illinois for the show. And I appreciate you stopping by and doing this. But Easter weekend brought you to family. How's mom and dad?
Yep, they're good. My dad and mom have been doing really good. They just moved down to by Shawnee. They've been in Enid basically my whole life, and they just moved down there, built a house. My dad can't stop building stuff because he's almost 70 now, and he's still built his own house, and he won't let anybody else do anything for him. So he's a stubborn old guy, but
Dude,
that's
he's
just-
awesome.
That's how it goes.
So I met Bret's dad way before. I didn't even know who Bret was. I didn't meet you till you were probably in your 20s. And I was like, oh, my God. I didn't even know Ronnie had a son, right? And so anyway, he's just the coolest freaking dad. He's like super dad, okay? And this guy can still ride the wheels off a bike. And I know you said today, you're like, well, in his mind he can. But think about it, dude. He's like, what, 65 years old?
67? He'll be
67.
68 next or in a couple months.
And would probably still throw down at Stillwater 500 track.
Oh, yeah.
He'd probably still jump those step-ups.
Man, last time he rode, I think it was, I don't know, it was a couple years ago. I've kind of kept him off since then, luckily. But last time he rode, I don't know if anybody's been to Compound 77, but there's a pretty big step up out there. And
Yeah.
he,
Before that roller section.
yeah,
in
before the
front?
rollers in the
Yeah.
front, yeah.
That's a big
And,
one.
It's
too.
huge.
he-
It's a
he
triple,
was-
right?
Yeah,
It's a triple
well,
step
I
up.
think
Yeah,
it used
it-
to be a single, and then now it might be
Yeah.
triple now. But yeah,
It was pretty big. It was probably 90 feet,
Mhm.
honestly. And he went for it on his 250F, and he cased it just by a little bit, and he ended up going over the bars and breaking the collarbone, the shoulder blade, and puncturing a lung, and doing all kinds of stuff in the hospital for a
How
bit.
old was
But 68.
oh my god.
I think he was maybe 65 whenever that
Still.
happened. So yeah, it wasn't just
Riding a two-stroke?
no. He was on a 250F. He's on a KTM, so
Okay.
I blame that partly.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
I
It was
kept
orange.
telling him
Switched from Honda to
For-
KTM for a while. It's like,
for-
what are you thinking?
it didn't take very long.
Everybody knew. I think everybody knew that
When
was
that
not going to
happened,
last
yeah.
long. I knew.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even want to go there because I don't want to get you in trouble.
No offense to the guys out here with KTM stuff on, but KTM just is not.
No.
not
They're
cut
great
out-
bikes. They're
not
great
cut out
bikes.
for me.
Sorry, I'm telling. No, we're not saying that. No,
forgot
I'm
about
just
that.
saying I knew Bret would go back to the Honda.
See, every time I went in the garage and I would look at that KTM, I was like, well, how did my Honda sit out in the sun for so long and get faded like that?
Dude, I think that's my biggest hang-up.
It's
I'm
tough.
not. I know they're great bikes. I can't get past the orange.
I'm
Yeah,
Put
I
a
don't
different
like
color
orange.
plastic on it, and I'm all about it. Now, he rode a KTM 125 for a while, and I was sold. I was like, dude, he can ride a 125.
Nah.
But I couldn't get past the color.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm
really
not a
love
big
'em.
Halloween guy anyway.
That's.
I mean, I just couldn't get past it.
I was thinking
No,
the
I mean,
same
I'm
thing. I was
just
going to say
serious.
it, but I didn't want to
Even
hurt
Dylan
anybody's feelings
says
again. But
pumpkin all the time, you know?
Who?
Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Dylan Ray. He's like,
He
he's
had the
always talking
pumpkin
about
for
the
a minute.
pumpkin.
yeah. Well, and I also can't ride a Cowie because of that. Like I love blue. Blue's honestly my favorite color, and if I ever get a two-stroke again, that's probably what it'll be. But I'm a red guy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's how it is.
We bought Hondas last year, and he's
And you
now
love 'em,
past
don't
them
you?
because
Yeah, I love them. Man, I couldn't. The only thing with I rode the 450, and I was like, I like the 450 more because I don't know why. I just like the 450 more. It was just too fast for me. So like, if I get on 450s, that's what I'm gonna go to. But I rode the Cowie 250.
He's
and I just,
you
dude,
grow him up
oh
on green,
my God,
and it's
dude.
hard to get away.
It's the only thing I've ever
mentally.
ridden.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think he had a Cowie 50, which was really a Suzuki, but remember they were green for a while, just a few years. Then he went right to KX60, KX85, and then you grow up with that color, and then it's hard to not go back to that. Even if it's not the best bike,
Just what
mentally you're
used
just
to,
like,
yeah.
well, that's what I need to be on.
Yep.
Well, like,
I mean-
and that's what I'm most comfortable on. Like, literally, like, I rode the KX250 one time, and I was like, man, this thing is just so much more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I know how they can act. Like, even if it's a Super Mini.
Yep. My Honda 450, it's just like my first bike too, a 1975 XL or XR 75. So it's pretty much the same thing.
I'll bet John's got one in the warehouse. So. I know he gives his thumbs up. John Snyder, he's probably got several of those in the museum.
He probably has mine.
Yeah.
He probably just collects them all.
So we gotta jump into this first segment. We're already 20 minutes after the hour. This first segment is icebreakers. It's meant to get to know Bret more than just the guy you see on YouTube and the 300,000 followers he has. Even though we have just a few in the crowd tonight, this dude has a huge following. So anyway, icebreakers is completely built around getting to know Bret. When you leave our show, I want you to know more about the guy that you just saw riding the dirt bike on YouTube. So this is sponsored by Roost MX. Grab those shirts behind you. We're supporting Roost tonight. Show them to the camera. Guys, if you want to look good at the races, then you need to call Roost MX. RoostMX.net. Christina Denny is the shit. I don't know if I can say that. I just did anyway. She hooks us up. She's been sponsoring Jackson and our team, Jackson MX, for a long time. And they have everything you need to look good at the racetrack. Bike decals, trailer decals, pit shirts, hats, backpacks, etc.
They can wrap your van if you want.
They can wrap your van. Yeah, you're right. We've actually been to the Atlanta location where Roost is, and it's the real deal. The biggest thing I like about Roost is once you get set up, and I'm telling you like you're going to call them tomorrow. You might.
Hey, you never know.
But once you get set up with Roost and you're in the system, I could call her tomorrow and my graphics are out the door in 48 hours. So that's what I love about them. So if you want to look like the pros, call Roost MX today. Use the code MOTO-MOTO Live for 10% off. And tell her I told you to call. She'll probably even knock off more than that. I don't know if I can say that. But anyway,
You're going to get canceled, dude.
I'm not
You're
getting
just- you're
canceled.
just gonna
Christina
say too
loves
much
us, dude.
stuff.
We're like the new podcast. She is totally backing.
Just
the
call her
Moto.
up, and they'll give it to you for free.
Yeah. Then she's going to be like, dude, you can't be doing that, man.
Here's her cell phone number. No, seriously, dude. She jumped behind this show right off the bat. I told her the idea, and she was like, "I love it. Let's go." And we didn't even have episode 1 yet. I mean, we had Trey Kennard on episode 1, and I called Christina up. I was like, "Listen, this is my idea. Jackson's hurt right now. Let's do this podcast. I've got signs being made already. I already had the plan, whether she said yes or no." She jumps behind this plan and just starts giving product out and promoting the show, and it's awesome. Call Roost MX today.
She's got his card on file, so if you say they're gonna get a good discount, then she's just gonna
Swipe Jack's card.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's free.
No.
It's free.
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah,
Max.
because actually Jackson MX just started sponsoring David Wiggins' Flat Track.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that was a 2-part thing for me because I wanted to help the guy out, and he's a 17-year-old kid running Flat Track around the nation right
He's
now.
good.
Yeah, he's awesome. And David Wiggin, his dad works over at Tulsa Power Sports, Paul, and which used to be Honda Tulsa. You know those guys.
Yeah. Yep.
And so anyway, I started helping him out a little bit, and then I was like, but the second part to the sponsorship is I want you to teach Jackson this craft because there's something about that flat track that will help in
For sure.
Supercross, motocross, anything.
Well, I mean, if you get to learn how to do trails,
yeah.
Yep.
anything with 2 wheels,
All of
it
it
just
converts
all
over for
goes
sure.
back into moto.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
We're like totally getting off all my questions because this is just
That's right.
awesome already.
We haven't even needed it.
I know.
Yeah, we don't. Just
So,
put that
so
away.
actually, I was going to ask about Bub's Creek, but anyway, Icebreakers is designed to find out about Bret a little bit. So, What are you driving these days? A Lamborghini, a Corvette, a Porsche? I'm picturing a Porsche with the top down.
No, not so much, man.
Okay.
I never had a car in my life. I don't think I ever will, probably.
Dude.
I just drive a Ram pickup.
A Ram.
So just a 1500, nothing too special, nothing big, nothing fancy, nothing with wheels, nothing like that. I just want something reliable that I can get from point A to point B and not have to call a tow truck for
Well, then why'd you get a Ram?
A Ram?
Well, because
Dude.
I've had a lot of them over the years, and I've honestly never, knock on wood, never had a problem with one. So.
And wasn't the
They're good.
license plate, was it California?
Oh man, I'm bummed to say that I had to get an Illinois
It
plate.
is in Illinois?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
got
had
like
to.
one of those tags around it, so I couldn't see
Yeah,
the state.
I did. I had to get an Illinois plate. I've tried so hard to keep my Oklahoma roots, and I've not got a driver's license, and I haven't got a lot of things like that I had to. I got an insurance from there, and I got a license plate, and I got some other stuff, but I'm just trying so hard to be an Okie and stay that way.
So, how many times did it take you to practice Illinois? Illinois.
All of them.
All of them.
Without, how many people do you run across still today? Oh, he's up in Illinois.
Dude, I say it on accident all the time. I don't even realize I say it, and then Brooke always just gives me so much trouble. She's like, Illinois? I'm like, you sound like a silly, like, what are you saying that for? She's like, you just said it. I'm like, oh, I guess I should probably work on that.
So
think
that's your
everybody does
girlfriend,
that.
Brooke.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have Riley.
Yep.
Okay, she's 2 years old.
She is.
How is dad life?
Oh, man, it's awesome. It's cooler than anything I've ever done on a dirt bike. Sorry to say, but it's the coolest thing I've ever done and had a part of. So Riley's, she's so smart, and I know that everybody's, of course they love their kids and they brag on them, but I'm just proud of my little girl. So
Dude, I wish you would show more of that on your social media. I commented actually, like 6 months ago, you were like, do you want to see this or do you want to see more riding? I was actually the one that commented. I was like, I want to see more dad life because that's real to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, everybody can show their content. Hey, look at me. Oh, it's a great day at Bub's Creek. I mean, it's just, that's all for show.
yeah,
When you go home and take off the gear, you're dad.
yeah, for sure.
And I love that.
It's amazing how, like, it's sad to say, but it's amazing how many people don't like that. Which
Yeah.
it's fine.
Who cares?
I understand they didn't follow me because I'm a dad, but still, and I guess it whittles down the people that really aren't that as I hate to say it, but important anyways. But I've lost like tens of thousands of
Are you
followers on
serious?
Instagram just that I post stuff of her all the time. But I don't care. It's fine. It's just a number, and it's
You've
not.
noticed the numbers.
Oh, for sure. It happens
That's
all the
ridiculous.
time.
Well, then
But-
we need to start hashtagging dad life or something to get some dads in there to start
I
following
mean, that's okay. It's,
You don't even care.
The amount of followers on Instagram, like people always associate that with, oh, you must have this and that. You must get so much money from that. And it's like, no, it's just a number. And if they deleted Instagram tomorrow, like, what would that matter? You know?
Right.
It's so it's silly, but that's just how it is.
Well, some people
So,
revolve around that stuff. Like literally, like
Yeah.
if other people had that many followers, like you have a lot of followers. How many do you have right now?
oh, like 302 or 3 or 4 or something.
No, that's ridiculous.
Something
I have
that.
like
But
No,
I think I have
it is.
259 right now. and
It
I'm
is
feeling
ridiculous.
on top of the world.
It is ridiculous because I don't care if we've got 5 people in here watching the show or 50. It doesn't matter. It's like we're talking to Bret Cue, man. It's
Yeah.
like I haven't even looked this way much. It's like we're focused on this right here. This is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what's going on out there, and I get so tired of that social media BS. I mean,
Well, it's
trust me, I love the likes and I love the follows, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm just not wrapped up about it. I'm not wrapped around it.
Well, it's like when you didn't post that cool stuff that got you so many followers because you thought you wanted to get followers. You're posting it because, man, that stuff is sick. You think
Yeah,
it's cool, and
exactly.
then it just ends up blowing up. It's just
Yeah.
like you didn't probably do it on purpose. And it's just like
Yeah.
No, he was just being the
Yeah.
kid from Enid,
he
Oklahoma.
was just throwing really big whips, and it's just like it just became
Exactly.
really
And
famous.
we're going to talk about that, actually. We're going to get into that in our last segment. Okay, so you're driving a Dodge Ram truck. I'm a Chevy guy, really.
I had a Chevy one time. It broke.
Okay, but a broke Chevy
Must
is
have got it
like
from
worth
you
more
must have
than
got
a,
it from a dude
than
that
a
bought
running
Dodge.
Dodge.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's a Ram. It says Ram.
What's-
Yeah,
isn't
if you
there a
can't dodge
saying or
it, ram it,
something?
man.
What is it?
If you can't dodge it, ram it.
If you can't dodge You've bought into it.
I'm just
They
saying.
got you. They got you with the commercials.
They didn't need a commercial. it's how it goes, man.
I love it.
You know what? They are like the only brand that doesn't have that many like crazy commercials.
So-
like, you know what I mean? Like,
I did have a Toyota at one point, and as soon as it ran over my foot, I sold it.
Who ran over your foot?
I did.
How?
Well, so I went to race the 59th in Douglas one night, and I was 15 years old, and I couldn't even drive yet, obviously. Which actually,
Yeah.
if I was like him, I would be driving at
Yeah.
15, but and driving off of the gas pump still in my truck.
You heard about that?
Anyways,
We're talking.
we won't-
We're
we're
talking
not
about
gonna-
that.
no,
We're
not
talking
gonna.
about that.
So we got home from 59th, and it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. It was super late, getting back to Enid. You know, it was a long ways. And my dad, we had a fifth wheel, like a gooseneck, and he turned the truck too tight, and he had a short bed truck, and it popped the back glass out. It was about to rain, so he was like, "We'll just pull your truck out of the garage, and we'll put mine in there so it doesn't rain in there." So my truck had a dead battery, I thought, and I just didn't know how else to get it out, but I just gave it a little push. You know, it was a standard. So I put it in neutral, gave it a little push, and it started rolling down the hill. And it was rolling entirely too fast. And it was going to hit my dad's truck and trailer back there because it was just in the way. He hadn't moved it yet. He was going to go unhook the trailer, and he hadn't moved it. And I ran to get back in it. And so to get back in it, I thought the best way over the lawnmower or around the lawnmower was to jump over it. And I tripped. I don't know what I was wearing for shoes, but I tripped, and then I crashed, and luckily I stopped the truck, but it rolled up on my leg, and it stopped there, but I ended up spending the rest of the night in the ER with a broken ankle and getting all kinds of stitches and
So that wasn't
stuff
Moto.
like that. No, it wasn't even. Some of my worst stupid injuries have been not even involving a dirt bike. So
That's what
it
I'm
actually-
talking about,
it
man.
kind of
So
did.
Who were
irritating.
we talking about? Who were we
Jackson
talking to
Craig.
the other day? Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson Craig. Yeah, he was like, I'm tired of. He's got so much talent. He rode out there today. Did you see him?
Yeah. He was ripping. He was going faster than I
Oh,
was.
dude, he's got so much talent. We talked to him the other day. We bought a trailer from him so Jackson can haul his skid steer around, and right now he's in the mode of I'm afraid to get hurt. And we brought up stories like this. I said, man, Jackson, I said, he lives in this awesome neighborhood with trees everywhere. I said, Jackson, you can climb that tree right there and fall down and break your leg.
Sure.
I'm going to be pissed off if that happens because I'm going to instantly think, man, I could have been doing that on my dirt bike.
Yep.
But I kind of got afraid, and I hope he rethinks that because there's a lot of talent.
I mean,
right
dude,
there.
the kid has so much natural talent. Like, he'll come out to Robbie's and not have ridden for 8 months and just lay down such fast lap times. And you're like, dude, this kid
Yeah.
hasn't ridden in 8 months, and he doesn't have numbers on his bike. Nothing.
No.
He's just
Yeah.
he's like, dude, what the heck, man?
Unreal.
It's crazy. There's probably more kids out there than you realize that are just like that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but
Yeah, I mean, just natural talent, like nothing
Yeah.
but that.
So
That's
Dodge Ram down a country back road. Hang on.
so he hasn't even asked me any of these questions yet.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
And he
did we
didn't-
lose Facebook? We're still on? I lost it on mine. I don't know what happened. Here we go. Hey, can you try to find this while I'm asking? We're good? Okay, we're good. I don't know what this is. What's new in your calendar? I don't know. I want to see.
That's a question. Go ahead and answer that.
What's new in my calendar, man?
There we go. Sorry. Okay, so back road and you Dodge Ram.
Eye roll emoji.
At least it's like gray. Like I saw it. It looks good.
It was great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Is it windows
stop.
down? And is it rap, country, rock? What is it? Talk radio? What is it?
Country all day.
Country?
Yeah, for sure.
Who?
Oh man.
Right now, who?
Don't say Morgan Wallen. We get mad at you.
Cody
I'm gonna say
Jinks.
Cody Jinks, dude.
Okay.
I love Cody
I
Jinks.
like Cody Jinks.
Every time we get in the truck, Jackson's like, "Oh, listen to this new Cody Jinks." I'm like,
Yeah.
"I've heard it. I mean, I know it. I
He's
know
good.
Cody Jinks, man."
I put some on Instagram the other day with one of his songs on one of my stories or something, and the page that his page
Yeah.
messaged me, and it was his manager Keith, and he was like, "Dude, I love motocross." He's like, "I've always wanted to ride that stuff," but they're all into motocross, you know. He's
Dude.
like, "Everyone come to a show, let me know." So might have to get you guys in
Dude,
if they
we'll
play
take
a
the
show,
show on
actually,
the road.
I think they're playing next week, but I'm not going to be here in Newkirk, Oklahoma. He's playing a show like just him and the guitar and just
That's my
it's
favorite.
not like a full
Yeah.
band. It's just him going out there.
Yeah.
So
That's
I wish I could stay, but unfortunately I gotta go back to Illinois.
you got my phone number.
I do.
Tell him to call me. We'll take the MOTO-MOTO live show to Newkirk,
There you go.
and we'll do it right there, right out we'll put a table right out by the tour bus, and we'll just
Right
do
in the middle of the
Cody Jinks.
casino.
Oh, it's a casino.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
Even better. My wife would love that.
You're
I'm
set.
usually listening to the band, and Tana's over there gambling, and she comes back with $400 or $500 every time, raising it up in the air. I'm like, how?
Shoot, at least she's
that
not
lady
losing
can-
$400 or $500
No,
bucks.
she's wins every time. It's
Every time.
sickening. I'm like, I don't even want to put a penny in there.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
stuff's
the
for
winner.
the birds, man.
Okay, so it's country music.
Country music.
Is it? I mean, I know after a long day, I'm like, I'm taking the long way home. Maybe even a dirt road, windows down or AC on. What is it?
So I like the windows down, but the problem is in Illinois, there's not really a whole lot of that dirt road stuff. It's not like it
Really?
is here. There's dirt roads they call it, but it's just gravel and it's not really it's not the same as here. It's
Okay.
like it's pretty.
It's not a
pretty,
red dirt
Pretty
road.
manicured. Yeah, it's not just an old style red dirt road, you know. So I don't know. I would like to say the dirt road. That's where my mom and dad have almost always.
I'm
lived
picturing
on.
it. It's dirt road. It's a red dirt road, like down at Raynard's.
Yep.
Okay, Cody Jinks on the radio.
You know it wide open.
Windows
Not,
down.
not on the throttle, just singing as loud as I can, as off key as
in
possible.
my black Silverado. No.
And then your truck just breaks down.
Oh my
And then it bogs out. It goes, ball.
Ram.
Okay, so next question. Okay, so on your website, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, Facebook, everywhere I can find, it's like everything Bret Cue comes up with this. The most famous dirt bike rider with 0 accomplishments. Yet he has 300,000 plus followers. How in the world did that happen?
But really, that's an accomplishment, I guess. Yeah, but it's not really.
That's race accomplishments, right? I mean, you're
Yeah,
not,
well,
you didn't
not
worry
a
about.
racer. But that was kind of the reason that whenever I got into X Games, I was like, oh man, if I actually get a medal, I'm gonna have to change my Instagram.
Yeah.
That's not good. So I just went ahead and just put my
Dead sailor.
put my head in the dirt.
Okay.
So,
All right. So let's talk about that. You got 10,000 plus followers on Twitter, 300,000 plus on Instagram, and at the beginning of the show, I talked about a YouTube series that you went on to
Yep.
do. So in 2012, you decide, hey, small town kid from Enid, Oklahoma, and I can ride a bike too. So you start putting this podcast or YouTube series together with Dayton Daft.
Yep.
I reached out to him. He's pretty busy right now in Colorado,
Yep.
and it would have been awesome to have him sitting right here.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe next time he'll make it down for one of the holidays and be able to come in. But no, Dayton. Honestly, if it wouldn't have been for that guy, I wouldn't have probably done any of it, and I probably nobody would know who I was, you know, and which wouldn't be a big deal. But still, it's led me to a lot of cool things.
And you didn't even have an invite. You weren't
No.
invited to X Games.
Not at all.
But you were putting these videos on like you were. Like, yeah, I'm about to be in this.
I was hoping.
Everybody help me share this. I mean, you went
Yeah.
from a couple of followers to hundreds of thousands of followers because everybody's rooting for the underdog. You were the underdog.
For sure, everybody wants to get behind the little guy, I think.
Yeah.
And it was cool just for the fact that nobody knows who I am. You know, I just like riding my dirt bike, and that's kind of what me and Dayton were talking about. He had just started making videos at the time, and he had done a couple, and he came back to Oklahoma I think it was for Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the times he was back, and we made a little video at El Reno, and the track was fine, but the weather was so cold, so nasty. We rode for like 30 minutes. I overslept, and he was having to fly out that day, and it just wasn't the best time. But we made a cool video, and then he did the same whenever he came back for spring break, and he was like, "Man, this is cool. I like making doing this video stuff, you know." And I was like, well, I like riding. This is pretty sweet. You're making some cool videos.
Yeah,
And,
but you were reaching out to the X Games guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
you
but
weren't
that
just trying
was
to find
before.
the viewers. You were
Yeah.
actually talking to whoever's in charge of picking the riders. That's
Yeah.
what you were going after. You
Well-
were like, if you're listening, I'm Bret Cue, and
Yeah.
I do this and that.
Yep.
Right?
Well, I mean, for those 2 videos, I didn't even have a thought of getting in or going to the X Games or anything like that yet. And he was like, man, we're doing cool stuff. He's like, what's something you've always wanted to do? He's like, you want to race? Like, you want to try to get on a team? What do you want to do? I'm like, well, I've always wanted to do X Games, and I just don't think it's possible. They would never see me. They would never care about. I would just never have a chance. He was like, all right, well, let's make a video series. And I was like, all right, let's post a deal on Facebook, and if I can get 365 likes, then I'll try it. And so I was like, all right, well, within 30 minutes, I think, we had 365 likes. I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do now? I was like, I already opened my mouth and said I would do this. And so we made the first video that same day. We were going down to Texas, and we made that video. And
I mean,
after
were you
that,
sitting on like a curb, or I remember one like you're sitting on a sidewalk, or
that was, I think, the second one when I went to California.
Yeah.
So I was starting to post pictures and kind of tell people that I wanted to do this. And I'll never forget exactly when and where I was at. That Twitch, the guy, he had won X Games the last 3 or 4 years in Best Whip. And I'd never talked to that guy before. And I honestly didn't think I would even like him. I hate to say that, but we're just not the same. Like, he's into all kinds of stuff that
why?
I'm
Because
I'm
he has
not.
tattoos.
He's crazy folk.
Do you have any
know?
No,
tattoos?
he's
No,
crazy
not
folk.
at
He
all.
You
does
don't have
not 'cause
one
he has
tattoo?
tattoos.
No,
that
not
dude just
one.
looks.
No, just
Let's
lust.
go get one
Just-
tonight.
No, I don't think so.
After the show.
I'm good.
I know a guy that he'll stay up all night.
Well, I
In his
don't.
basement?
I don't think that there's anything. Well, that I
Would your dad be mad?
Probably, but I don't know. It's just not really something.
I
it's just
remember
not
my first
thing.
tattoo. I called my dad. I was at Houston down doing Supercross as a 125 pro rider. I called him, and I was 18, but I called to make sure that when I got home, I wouldn't be in trouble. So I was like, "Hey, we're down here, and we didn't make the main, but
Yeah.
but we're gonna get some tattoos. Are you okay with that?" And I got the dumbest ass tattoo.
The ankle one?
Yeah, the ankle.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, man.
Jackson even knows. It's
Dude,
the
it's
dumbest
about
tattoo.
yay big, and it's the coolest tattoo.
Let's
you'll ever
not
see,
talk.
man.
I didn't want to talk about it.
It's
I just
so
wanted
sick,
to tell.
Oh
I
yeah,
just wanted to tell.
it's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
It says no fear.
Oh, God.
There was no fear into it.
That's so funny.
Oh, it was
That's
awesome.
so gay. Can I say that?
Dude, you're gonna get canceled,
I'm
man.
canceled. Why? It's our show.
You get kicked off.
Can you get-
Get kicked off your own show.
Can you get canceled
You want me to be the host now?
for saying gay? It's happy, right? It was so happy.
Yeah, I was
That's not what
happy
you
when I
meant.
got it.
Well, it's a stupid tattoo. It was horrible.
Did I interrupt you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's
Man,
fine. Hey, it's your show, man.
We're
I'm just here for the party.
So let me tell you about this this next segment we're going into. It's actually a new sponsor. You can see it right over here. Jackson, hold that up. Beehive Blends.
Right here.
Yep. Hold that up. Show it up there at the camera. I don't know. Can you see that? It's Beehive Blends. Guys, let me tell you about this. This is our no pain, no gain segment. And I know you've been there. No pain, no gain. Sponsored by Beehive Blends. In 2019, Beehive Blends took the first place Blue Ribbon's People's Choice Award for Best Topical Reliever. The first ever with a CBD-derived topical. It has since been enhanced and even more effective than before. So for targeted immediately pain relief for that shoulder, knee, or wrist, there's nothing more effective than Beehive Blends. Let me tell you about this. I think you probably know Chris Miles. He's an old racer from Oklahoma. And
doesn't sound familiar. Sorry, but
Okay,
I hit my head too many times.
Okay. Well, Chris
I'll blame it on
Miles
that.
is an old Suzuki, diehard Suzuki guy, super fast Oklahoma rider, right? And anyway, he kind of took off out of the motocross industry for a while and just said, "I got to make money," you know. And so he starts this company, and it's blown up. Now I was like, man, I'm not just gonna announce it. Send me some stuff. Jackson's tried it. I've tried it. I've posted goofy little videos and all that. And
I gave him some so you can try it too.
It's real.
Yeah,
I mean, my shoulder's in pain right now. My elbow's been hurting me the last week, and I'll put this stuff on. And I'm not, I know it's not an advertisement. This is my true story of Beehive Blends. It's like, I don't want to say it's like Icy Hot. I don't want to put that out there.
Well, it doesn't feel like
It's
that
not
at
icy.
all.
No, right.
But
I just get that thought in my mind, like my elbow's hurting. I'll rub it on, and then
better.
3 minutes later, I'm like, oh yeah, my elbow's not hurting. Seriously.
Sweet.
I'm sending you home with a bottle of it.
He already hooked me up.
He
I'm
already
gonna
gave you a
try
bottle?
Try it out for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. So check those guys out. Use the code MOTO-MOTO Live for 20% off of Beehive Blends.
Wait,
So
20% off?
20%.
Man, dude.
20%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
It's good stuff.
It's
He's
getting up
got,
there.
and I don't know. I need to call Chris and get some more info. He's a brand new sponsor, but
We need him to call in.
yeah,
Here,
we need
and-
Chris. Call in 918-936-0889 if you're listening. 918-936-0889. Anybody want to call in? My phone's right here. We'll plug in a question to Bret. 918-936-0889. So this leads us into injuries. This is called No Pain, No Gain. I know you've jacked up your knee 20 times, but I want to hear the story of, and I may have it wrong, you were helping your dad, you were up on the roof or something, and you literally fell through the roof or something.
Yeah, that's another non-moto one. That's probably the worst one I've had, honestly. We were building a basement. His basement, a house floor. I don't know exactly what he was doing after that, but so we built this basement out of styrofoam forms and poured the concrete in the middle of it. So we did all that. It was all good. The floor was obviously concrete already, and we were putting the roof on, and we were going to pour the floor for the house on it. And they're long. I think they're like 3 or 4 foot wide strips they're styrofoam also, but they have steel running through them. And there was one piece that obviously was not quite all there. The piece that they have the gap in the steel, it comes out as a roll, and where the one piece is missing, they always cut that piece up and turn it into a sample. But they missed this one, and my dad and I were walking. I walked across on the other ones, and it's obviously strong, because it's strong enough to hold the house floor, the concrete, you know. But we were putting the deal on, and I was walking back across it, and we had done that like 4 or 5 times with the pieces, and then the one that I walked on the last, it snapped, and as soon as I felt it snap, I mean, I instinct was there, and I went to jump to the other piece where I was actually safe on the roof, and I hit my butt on that, and I flipped down. That sent me to my head, and I fell face first on the concrete floor, and ended up breaking my skull all the way down, my jaw all the way across my face, and wow. I broke some serious stuff, and it wasn't good. It actually, that was 2010, and they were like, well, we can fix your jaw, and I was like, well, why would you fix it? You know, it's barely off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that as I chewed over the years, it would make my teeth worse, and that would make my jaw worse, and they were working against each other, you know. But I had to end up getting braces a couple years ago and straightened out my teeth, and then I
Look 17 again.
I was like a bald 17-year-old, so that was cool. But then they broke my jaw back, and they put plates in there, and now I can't feel my chin. So we're good.
There's plates in there right now.
Like
Down here?
back here. So
Yeah.
I drool all the time, and I don't know it. Brooke has to tell me. She's like, "Hey,
Hey, Dad.
better wipe that up, dude."
Oh, Brooke.
So
okay.
yeah, Brooke
Hey,
makes
Dad.
sure that I hear about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's-
don't worry. I hear about my snoring.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if
dude,
it's
this guy.
if it's drooling,
That's-
it's
oh my
snoring
God,
over here.
dude.
Dude, I can't help it. I'm out.
No, it
Is
shakes
it my
the
fault?
house. It shakes the house.
I think you and my mom might be able to have a contest.
Your
My
mom?
mom's pretty good at it.
Dude, it's like take it up with God. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm out. I'm asleep. I'm in
Does it help to
dreamland.
sleep on your stomach and not your back?
Man, I don't. No, I don't.
No,
You
because then
still
he's
I can't sleep on my back. If I sleep on my back, I'll freaking swallow my tongue.
Really?
Yeah.
I always heard that was
can't
worse.
do
If you
it.
sleep on your back, that's when you snore.
No, it's
That's what I thought, too.
no, it's worse when you sleep on your back. So I
what
only
he
sleep
said.
on. I'm constant left, right, all night long.
Huh.
So this-
And Tana's just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. I mean, it's just, it's. I know it drives her nuts. I can't help it.
No, I sleep directly above their room, so like I'm right upstairs above the room, and literally can hear. It depends. I mean, sometimes it's not that bad, but like a couple nights ago, I heard it, and I walked downstairs, and I'm like, dude, oh my God. I check on him, like, dude, come on, man, like.
Come on,
This is
it's.
so- No, but
acting
like, dude, like,
it's
I
like
almost wanna,
something I
like-
can. If they're acting like I can just, come on,
Yeah.
man, would
Dude,
you turn off the
hey,
snore
okay, I'll turn it off.
switch?
So the Tony Mercado's buddy, I can't remember what his name was. I can't remember his name. He told me a story. He said he used to call his dad in the hotel. He used to call him so he'd wake
And
up,
wake him up so
and
you
then
like
he'd go
sleep.
back to
Yeah,
bed.
okay.
Go
let's
back
And I was
not-
like, dude, that's a good idea,
Go
man.
back to sleep before, yeah.
So he'd
for
go
sure.
to sleep. And I was like, man, that is a good idea.
That's
I
why
haven't
my
tried
dad
it
gets
yet,
up
though.
at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock to eat breakfast because it wakes my mom up and then he can actually get back to get
Oh
some
my
sleep.
God! So the truth's coming out.
Yeah, that's
so they
that's
wake
what I
you
heard.
up.
No, it's not me. Don't worry about me. I don't snore. They
Oh
wake her
my
up.
God.
I don't make a single noise. I'm silent. Like,
Yeah,
just,
I think I am too.
I don't know how you do it. I envy you. I mean, there's something. He created me
it
different.
gets so bad to where, like,
Is
if we
it
stay in
cheese
this-
break time? I'm thinking cheese break.
Go ahead.
Did you see this
I don't
cheese?
got the bowl gum
No.
here, but I like it.
Seriously, they gave us cheese and like, no, this is like
It's a pepper.
peppered
Pepper.
That's burnt.
pepperoni. I'm gonna take a bite.
It broke off. It broke off. I got
It's all right. It's
Got the
you
other
know,
piece.
some people
Jackson,
can
do
do
you want
it.
some cheese?
No, I'm good. I'm okay. I don't
Perfect.
Want
More-
your cheese.
more for
We're
me.
taking a cheese break. Anyway,
Um,
it's good. This
Yeah,
Stony Creek takes care of us.
we're doing fine.
Yeah, how is this the first time we've had the cheese? I have not known about the cheese.
I was down there and I saw a guy order it and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, did we get that? We're doing the show
Hey,
upstairs."
we do a show. Can we get the cheese? We need a cheese platter.
I don't know what these are. These look like dried apricots or something.
Dude, I don't know what.
I'll leave
They
that
look good.
alone.
Dude, this thing.
Dude,
is
that's good.
interesting, Man.
It's good. Show them on the camera.
I don't know if they want to see it.
It's good.
That looks weird, man.
Come out to the Stony Creek why do I want to
that's
say
pretty
casino
good.
every time? I
Because we
always
just
wanna-
talked about casinos. I'm not
Stony
eating
Creek
that, dude.
Hotel
You
has
said
a
that
great
weird,
cheese
man.
and salami platter.
And grapes too.
Hey guys,
Or
I just
something.
want to let
I don't know
everybody
what
know I'm super pumped about this. Okay, I'm going to show this to the camera in a minute, but
What
I'm
is
super
that?
pumped. If you guys didn't make it to the live show or you can't
What?
listen online or something, I just want to let you know
Dude, hold on.
this.
Wait, hold
We
on.
have tapes.
No.
We have
You're gonna
tapes.
put me on tape?
We
We
don't
have
have
tapes.
tapes. We don't have tapes.
We-
We're on
Dude,
podcast, everything but tapes. We're not on tape. What is this?
Just get on
It's
YouTube.
a tape.
Yeah, we're on
There's
YouTube.
there's the thing called YouTube.
Yeah.
You can get on the
I
internet
know,
machine.
I know. We're on YouTube and Apple and Spotify.
We aren't on this
but,
though.
But
this is
show
like
that.
your no.
That's
This is
also,
like your
Dude,
shuffle of like the '90s.
I bet your
This is
Chevrolet
like-
has a tape player, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
some
does,
people
dude.
might
That
have
shit
a
does.
tape, and we're on CD too. Rich, you got a tape player?
No, dude.
Come on, dude.
Nobody has this.
Give me my tape back,
I want to know what's on this.
dude. It's
This is like your.
it's
I bet you
epis-
this is like Jack when he used to have the mullet.
It's-
I bet you it's just a ton of photos of it just back in the day. Just
no.
beefed
Hang
up.
on. Did you just hear him? He said photos.
or
He
not
doesn't
videos.
even know
I
what a
was thinking
tape
the same
is.
thing, but I wasn't
I
gonna
meant
call
say
them out on
videos.
there.
I meant say videos. I
It's
didn't
not.
say videos.
It's not
So
photos.
that was when CDs came out. You can put pictures and
this-
music on there.
You got this customized too?
Yes, that's a customized tape, and
What-
you can get your own, very own MOTO-MOTO live tape.
It's just a
Cassette.
What year were you born?
2005.
Oh my gosh! Did you
He
even?
said, "Oh my god."
Did you
Yeah.
even? Were you around when there was even CDs, or
Hey,
were you already in like
he was
iPod
already
style?
into-
I was on. I
was-
grew up on an iPhone 6.
I'm showing it anyway.
No, he.
Look at that. Look at that. That's awesome.
No, you told a story at dinner, and I just didn't say anything. You were like, you said, you remember TMX in 2005? And I was like, yeah. I was
Oh
like
my
nodding my head,
gosh.
and I was just thinking, dude, I was not. I was one.
You were one.
I was like,
You
yeah,
weren't even
man.
one. You were zero.
Yeah, I was like 2
Yeah,
months old.
and he was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "34." He was like, "Oh."
That
I didn't
sucks.
think you were that old. He's like, that sucks. I'm like, well, thank you. Yeah, it sure does. So, yep.
Let's get
Thanks
out
for
of
making
this.
me feel like an old man, dude.
Let's get out of this no pain, no gain segment. The last question on this, the pain is, who takes care of you when you're injured?
You know, I think that is,
Over the years, was it mom, dad? Is it Brooke?
I say mom. Mom's always been there for me for sure. Whenever
How does she do that when she's snoring all the time?
Oh, it's fine. Whenever they give me pain medicine to get through my injury, and she can snore all she wants, and I don't hear it.
You're like, Mom, I
Yeah.
need another pain pill.
Yeah, no, it's even whenever I tore my knee up the worst I had done yet, and I did my ACL, PCL, MCL, meniscus, everything. I was living up in Oregon at the time, and she flew up there just to take care of me for a few days. So
That's
that
awesome.
was cool.
You were at the motorsport days?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the only good thing about getting hurt is you get, depending on, I don't know, my mom, she'll just baby the heck out of me. And it's like, that's the only upside, man. It's like, you know, you get hurt and you're just like, you know, mom's like, can I get you a water? You're like, yeah, you can.
really not
my knee
that
hurts.
bad.
Yeah,
Not
it's
that
not
bad
that
being
bad.
hurt.
He doesn't even take pain pills.
Yeah.
This dude
Never
has
touched a pain pill.
some pain tolerance. Like, I think his last name is Pastrana. I mean, you know how Travis doesn't even feel things?
Yeah, it's crazy, honestly.
He doesn't feel it. The doctor hands him a bottle of pills and says, take these when needed. We have 4 or 5
hands them
bottles.
back.
Yeah, I've never
They're-
touched a
they're-
pain pill after surgery.
Yeah, they're up in the cabinet. He doesn't take them.
Yeah.
It's a bag of ice for him.
Hardly ever even Tylenol. It's just, I just don't really, I don't know. I'd have no pain for
Just wait until you're 34.
And I actually think that's
Just
a
gets
hindrance for him, because then he goes right back out and gives it 100%, bam, and it's like, oh, because you didn't feel it. You never felt it hurt. That's why.
Well, in Memphis, I rode with a broken collarbone, and we had no idea. And then I was like, he was like, or mom was like, dude, your collarbone looks like it's poked
He
up.
hits the wall in Memphis, okay? Hits the wall. And he comes in. Tony Brocado and I are looking at him, and we're looking at his shoulders like this. We're like, you're fine. No, you're fine. They both look the same. Go back out. He wins the main event in Memphis. Ends up winning the title that year in the Hoosier deal. And I felt about this big when we got to back home Monday or Tuesday. And the doctor said, no, it's snapped in half.
You should have said, you sure you fell down loading the bike? I know you did.
Dude,
Yeah, you had
I
to have
felt
hurt
so
it
bad.
bad.
Well,
But he
mom
doesn't
saw it and
feel
was
the
like,
pain. I'm telling you. It's like not my fault.
It's weird.
Because he didn't feel it. Once he took my word for it, he was like, oh, okay, it's good? Okay. I mean,
I just don't, like, it just hurt like I stubbed my toe. Like, it was just like, and it was in half. I was like, it was.
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
The collarbones aren't very fun.
Yeah.
I think
No, he's got 2 huge scars right here.
Had
Look
2
like
surgeries on this
angel
one and one on
wings
this
on
one.
the front.
man. Forget
Hey.
that, man.
You've done those too, right? You got one.
Yeah,
Or 1 or 2.
This shoulder looks like it's hanging low right now.
yeah, it probably is. I've,
Dude, this one hangs low.
I think
this
maybe
one hangs
6 or 7 or 8. I don't know. Collarbones, I really just don't. I lost count of
People
those.
give me crap because I said,
'Cause, yeah, they just weren't
yeah,
that
I said I broke 4 of my collarbones.
You only
or 4
got 2.
collarbones, and they're like, you only have 2. I'm
How
like,
many you got?
like, yeah, Kinsey Bricado gives me crap. She'll be like, you only have 2, Jackson. I'll be like, no, but I broke 4.
Yeah, I
It's
get
like,
it.
I broke 4 of them.
They
promise.
broke in different places.
Yeah.
I broke 4.
Yeah.
Hey, that leads us in. We're running so late. It's 8:58.
Who cares?
This leads us into the next segment, which is our new sponsor. I'm so pumped on this. This next segment is called Hustle. I know you know the game of Hustle. You know it well. So this next segment couldn't be any better. Is sponsored by Get Shit Done. It's home of the Hustle Coffee Company. This guy's out of Hutchinson, Kansas. One of his big name riders right now that is storming through Supercross is Kevin Morantz. Have you
nice.
seen how awesome he's doing?
Dude, he's been killing it.
So he advertises this on his little shows before Supercross, and people give him shit. They're like, "Oh, what does it do?" It's like, "Well, I'm making mains, It's a shot of caffeine." So anyway, Frank contacted me a couple weeks. He's like, "Dude, we got to get this on the show. It's Get Shit Done. Let me tell you about it. It's home of the Hustle Coffee Company. Get Shit Done, located in Hutchinson, Kansas." He says, "Do it scared until you can do it skilled." He says, beat the damn streets so hard, they send you a bill for the potholes. It actually
good.
says that on the can.
I like that.
Beat the streets so damn hard, they send you a bill for the potholes. Now, that's awesome. The official coffee of the American dream, making America grind again. You're not just buying coffee, you're supporting the belief that men and women just like you and me can make a difference again. Use the code MOTO-MOTO Live, and they'll give you a 10% discount. He sent me like a case of this, dude. And I was like, send it to me. We're going to see how it is, right? I'm not just going to advertise it. And Jackson, I swear to God, Tana jumped his shit the next day because he was up till 4:30
Dude,
in
I
the
didn't
morning.
mean to.
And I told him I was actually on my way to Kansas that night for work, and he calls me at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and he's drinking one of these. Now I don't. I mean, it's good advertising, I guess, because it is.
Yeah, I was trying to make a video for him.
It will keep you up.
And it
He's
was
got
just-
this great idea, blah blah blah. We go over this idea for the show, and we'll
took
do
3 sips.
we'll do it next time. And he's walking around the house sending me these videos, and I didn't know it, but the next morning, Tana calls me at like 6 a.m. I'm still asleep. She calls me and says, "Your son just went to sleep at 4:30, and I'm getting him up." And I was like, okay, get him up. She didn't want him to sleep till noon. You know, she wanted to keep him on the right track.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me later, he drank the get shit done.
I didn't even drink a full bottle. Not even close. Like 4 sips. But like, dude, it's just wired. me,
Yeah,
dude.
16
I was
years
on
old.
Xbox for like 4 more hours after I should have been, and I was just like, dude, I feel great. Did a workout. It was good.
There you go.
Went for a run.
I explained
3
it to her.
sips.
I explained it to her later. I was like, listen, he wasn't just being a punk playing Xbox all night. He drank the get shit done.
I got some shit done though, man.
So that leads us into talking about your small town boy image from Enid, Oklahoma, to your hustle. Okay, it's 2012, and you decide, look at me, I can do this too, and you guys start making those videos. Where does that leave us now? Because I know you're not so into the content as much anymore.
Yeah, I would still like to do it, and when Dayton has time, it's just that we're doing stuff still, but it's just not something that we can do as much as we could. You know, we're not as not quite as young as we used to be, and we have to take care of other things as well. He lives in Colorado again, and I'm down here, or I don't even know where we're at, Oklahoma, I guess, still, but I'm in Illinois, and so it's not really the closest drive, but we still keep in touch quite a bit and do some stuff when we can. But yeah, it's just not like it was for a bit. Whenever we were doing some of those things that honestly I'd always dreamed of my whole life, riding with some of those guys like Wyndham and stuff like that. Not that I wouldn't still go do that and still be able to do it, just because I made so many friends, but I won't necessarily do as many of the video style content stuff. It's not something that you might see, but still something I get to do, so that's cool.
Yeah. So you're not worried about it anymore. I mean, you're not making. I saw you out at Bub's today. You guys are doing some video here and there, but it's not a priority.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a little bit of money off of YouTube and things like that with if I do videos and content, but it's not something that I'm able to just hire a videographer to do, or it's just if somebody's around and takes video, I'll post
It's a
it and
full-time job, dude.
I'll make some of it. But it's a full-time job to really get into it like Dayton did, man. He put in so many hours, and like I said, if it wouldn't have been for him, still nobody would have known who I was. Not just his idea of the X Games, but all the hours he put in. And
tell us
work.
who is Dayton. I mean, he's co-owners with 365MX.
Yep.
I had you bring some gear. I know it was what you wore today, but hold that stuff up. This is some awesome gear. If you guys don't know about 365, this is it.
Yep. So we were doing different pants, jersey designs every 3 months and coming out with new stuff all the time. But it was man, it's gotten pretty tough with all the COVID stuff and everything going around. I really would like to say that it's going to keep going and to get something bigger. But it's tough for a 2-man job, you know, and he's not able to put his full time into it, and I have my little girl, and it's not something that I'm able to do all the time either. So I still love riding dirt bikes, and I'm still going to ride all the time, and I'm going to do content and do things like that, but it's we're not able to quite do it as we could then. And I think the best part for what we were doing and our content was whenever we weren't the ones covering everything, you know, as Motorsport helped us out big time, and we were both employed by them. We both lived in Oregon, and it was so much easier, and obviously it was easier, but it just made so much more sense, and we were able to do endless things with the resources we had whenever we had them to help us with the project. So it was cool, and any idea we had that we could pretty much make happen. So.
Awesome. So where'd you get the hustle from, mom or dad?
I mean, both of them are pretty.
Because I don't know your mom. I mean,
Yeah.
I know your dad as the racer, you know, but where'd the hustle come from?
I think a little bit of both, honestly. I mean, my dad, like I said, he never sleeps. He's always working and doing something here and there, and my mom as well. She's not somebody that's going to sit still and just get fat and lazy on the couch. Not that I'm not saying anything about anybody like that, but she's not the kind that's going to sit still and do nothing, you know. So it's cool. It's been something that I've picked up from both of them.
So priorities have changed, you're saying. Dayton's in Colorado. You're in Illinois. And you guys are still running 365 MX. It's some awesome gear.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's I don't even understand how it's not just flying off the shelves. It's amazing. So you're kind of doing that on the side. Priorities have changed. You're a dad. And are you coming back to Oklahoma, or are you staying in Illinois?
Man, if I can talk Brooke into come back to Oklahoma, this is where my heart is. So I'm always going to be an Okie.
But she's with the family business and stuff, right?
Yeah, her family owns a business up there, and so she's worked up there since she got out of college, and it's something that she does so much with the business that it's pretty much impossible for her to leave, especially right now. So
what's the name of it?
It's SDS Engineering. So she's a mechanical engineer. She's entirely too smart for me, and I don't understand why she didn't use those smarts to pick somebody that was cooler than me. But she
so just start it in Oklahoma.
She's awesome.
Bring it down to Oklahoma.
I think that's a good idea. I like that, but I don't know if her brother works there, her uncle works there, she has a lot of people that are helping her out up there. So I mean, maybe I could talk the whole group into it. We'll see. Yeah. But I think that's kind of greedy.
2 locations.
Man, I think
2 locations. That's right. You're not being greedy.
No,
you're trying to expand.
Yeah, I think maybe she's listening right now. We'll definitely pitch the idea later.
She could be one of these.
Yep.
All right.
I like it.
So Riley was crying when she got to the track this morning, but then she like mellowed out. She was like looking around and chilling, you know, just having fun.
Yeah, she's like I said, I brag on her a lot, but she's not a little baby that just cries all the time and freaks out and is just all bummed out on everything. But she's been grumpy the past couple days. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's the long drive from Illinois.
Dude, every time we came here in the past, she just full on. She stays awake the whole time.
She doesn't like Dodge Rams.
She hangs out.
Yeah, dude,
I don't think so, because that's what I've driven ever since she was born. So I think we're good there. And she's even named my bike. I don't know if I told you that, but she's named my bike Wanda the Honda.
Wanda?
See, I have always called it Susie Q, but she's and I say that with every bike. I don't know why I have every bike I have. It's like, oh, this is Susie Q to the 6th power, but this is Wanda the Honda.
I started seeing Susie Q when you were on the Suzuki, and I thought that's where it came from.
Yeah, man.
Susie the Suzuki.
I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah,
that's so long ago. I was like
Oregon.
That's true. Yeah,
well,
I forgot that wasn't my bike though.
Motorsport.
Yeah, that was Motorsport's bike.
You were being the dunes and stuff.
That's the reason, because I didn't want to take my bike to the dunes and just trash it.
Oh no. So I don't want him to take his bike to Keystone Dam. No.
Yeah, I talked to them into getting. I was like, you guys need an office bike for all the people that don't have a bike. You know, they all need to ride something.
Yeah.
And the Suzuki was the only thing that they had in stock because nobody really wants one.
It looked good.
So I talked them into getting that thing. I was like, all right, that's my dunes bike now, so we're good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ruin my own Honda. shoot.
Dude, that was some good content back then.
Yeah, I crashed so hard in those dunes, man. I'm bad at the sand.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm not good at it, but I'll never forget the crash that's probably the one you're talking about, where I just swapped. I didn't even make it to the jump.
Oh, my God.
I swapped. I bottomed out at the bottom. Swap. I've never swapped up the face of a jump like that.
Yeah.
And then I just got thrown. By the time I got to the jump, I was over the handlebars, completely upside down, just front flipping. Landed on my feet, kind of, but it could have been worse.
Yeah,
but it
no,
wasn't.
I
So that's-
remember that. That
I
was
think this
bad.
is our first guest that because me and him crash a lot, you know.
Yeah.
or you know what? I give him props. I crash a lot more than he does,
I
but
don't know
he
about
used to
that.
crash more.
Yeah.
And so like,
I'm at 30. I'm
Yeah.
at 30 broken
I'm
bones.
at 18,
and that's
but
nothing to
but
brag
I'm
about. I'm
16
not
years
bragging.
old.
It's horrible.
I know. Yeah, he probably lost count. But
Yeah.
no, this is the first guest that I've been able to relate on broken bones because
Yeah.
I know he crashes.
I
a
really,
lot,
I
man.
don't break bones very often though. I
Yeah.
tear ligaments and tendons and things
That's the
like that.
I
worst.
that
think
are,
your
that's
knees
way
kind
worse.
of your knees
No,
kind of
the
go
tearing,
in,
dude,
don't
my
they?
knees are
After I
struggle
tore
bus.
the shoulder, dude, that's way worse than breaking a bone because it's like it just never ever got back to the same. It just never felt like I got back. I was like, dude.
I think the worst injury though I've had on a dirt bike. So, you know, you probably have had these experiences where you go riding with somebody that like it's a bigger name or somebody you've looked up to or somebody that's faster or better, like
Yeah.
whatever than you, and then you just do something cool that you think is cool to impress them or to go big, you know. And I went out and I've looked up to Cowboy Kenny forever. You
Oh
know,
my
me
God,
and him
yeah.
have been such good
hasn't?
friends.
Yeah.
And I went riding his house, and we had already, like, we knew each other pretty well at this time. And I was still like, yeah, I'm going to go ride his house because he built a track going through the ravines and canyons at his place.
In Stillwater?
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we hit the ramp, whatever. It was all fine. That wasn't what got me. But there was this section that it was a tabletop and then a double, and it was all built through, like I said, the ravines. And I was like, I'm going to jump that tabletop to that single right there. And the single was like no taller than this table. It was so small. And he was like, well, there's some mud after it, because it was the middle of the double, you know. It was like there was no reason to go there. He was like, there's some mud in there. I'll just go clean that up real quick, and then, all right, you can jump it, whatever. He's like, I've always looked at that, and that's all I needed to hear. Like, I was like, all right, well, Kenny thinks I can do it. I'm going to try it. So I went out, and it wasn't even very far. It was like 65 feet maybe. It wasn't very big. But I overjumped it just by a hair, like barely, because it was peaked out. It was a face of a jump, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be a landing. And the mud that he kind of covered up was still there, but it was soft underneath. And I landed so hard, didn't even crash. I bottomed out, and I was actually riding one of Trey's bikes. I just got it from him.
Oh,
and
God.
he's obviously way, way smaller than I am.
Yeah.
So his suspension was really soft. And I landed so hard on that thing, and it bottomed out, and my butt hit the seat so hard that it split me up the middle, broke my pelvis. It just like that, and then broke my back too. And I didn't even crash. I like rolled out of it, and I was like, oh, and I fell over. And they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like,
Can't breathe.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like after a minute, you know, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna start the bike. I'm gonna ride back to the truck, and we're gonna call it a day. And so I
Why are we
I,
laughing?
I lifted my leg back over the bike, and I don't know how I did it now. I was completely sick, dizzy. Whenever I got back on, I was not feeling very good. And so I was so dizzy I couldn't see. I was like, I can't ride back to the truck. So I got back off, and I laid there for a second, and I was like, okay, I got to get my breath back. And I did it again. I got back on, and I was like, I can't do this. We got to figure something else out. So they had to bring the truck over there to pick me up, and I'm like, oh, I'm such a sissy. And so we were driving back to Enid, which was an hour north of there, right?
Yeah.
So I was driving back, and I was in the passenger seat, luckily. And I saw it was like poked out like that, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. This is way worse than I thought. So went to the hospital, and I wasn't. Sorry for the long story, but
No, I got it.
So it was in October. We have a lot of family birthdays, and we had the birthday dinner that night. My mom was making lasagna, and I was like, I can't miss lasagna, so we got to go back to eat lasagna, you know. But I was like, all right, I better go to the hospital first. So went to the hospital, and they were like, we can't even take care of that here. Like that's mad breakage you got.
Wow.
And they're like, we got to take you in an ambulance to Oklahoma City, which is an hour down to Stillwater, an hour past
Oh my God.
to Oklahoma City.
And you're the
So,
wishbone. I'm
yeah,
picturing wishbone
I'm
in my
full
head.
on-
You said you split your legs
Exactly.
and broke your back.
Yeah.
Remember today we did the wishbone with
Yeah,
Asher.
that was my legs, or that was my pelvis. But anyways, that was probably my worst injury riding. But I don't ever wish that on anybody. That was awful. And I had to get it plated back together. And
Well, how about your private parts?
oh man,
Were your nuts okay?
I think they were in an upright position. I might have
You
been
left them there.
Stuck up here.
I might have, dude. You should see the X-ray from it. The one X-ray that has it split, you can full on see they're like, and the bottom of one of them is flat. I don't.
No, I'm being
understand.
serious.
And then,
I mean, I
and
know.
then whenever they put the plate in it, you laugh, but it is bad. So they put the plate in there, and then they took another X-ray, and you can't even see them because they're just hanging down.
They're in your throat.
No, they're
He
they're
coughs
hanging
them
down. They're fine. So I don't know. Do you want to hear the worst part of the story?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna grab
okay.
a piece of cheese for this
Okay,
one.
so yeah, I don't know if I'm really wanting to tell this story live, but we're gonna go with it. So I'm really sorry, guys.
So your nuts are in your chest. Go
okay, yeah, that's not even the worst part. Do you want to hear the really?
I wanna
really,
hear it,
okay.
man.
hear it.
All right.
This is the
so,
MOTO-MOTO live show.
So
With cheese.
this is what happened. Cheese would have been helpful. Okay, so I was in OU Medical Center for a week with the surgery and everything, and I was laid up. And my mom was bringing me Ted's every other night, like full on, like I told
What's
you.
that?
Ted's
He loves that
Cafe Escondido.
Oh, Ted's.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I'm thinking of Hill.
Dude,
No. You said she's bringing me
She was
Ted's.
bringing me
I'm
two
thinking she's bringing
chicken
you
fajita
morphine.
enchiladas. She's bringing me sopapillas. She's bringing me the whole full deal. I told you my mom takes care of me.
Heck yeah.
Okay,
best part
so
of it.
that was not even just once. That was a few times. Well, anyways.
And remember, you can get this on tape later on. You can hear this whole story.
So I
snoring
ate
stories.
like normal. Like I really didn't think much about it, you know. And whenever I went to leave, they were like, "All right, you're good. You're ready to go." I was like, "All right, sweet." So I went home, and then it was all good for another week. And then the next week came by. I'm like, I don't think I went to the bathroom this whole time. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm
Pee
like,
or-
no,
pee or
poop. I had a catheter for that.
What?
I had a catheter for
What?
the
I'm
pee
just
part.
saying.
I
You're
went
wondering.
pee, but it hurt pretty bad for a long time peeing, by the way. But that wasn't even the worst part. So I'm like, well, I really don't have the urge. Like I don't feel like I have to go. Like I feel like I'm just fine. And I was like, well, that's not right because Ted's, obviously makes you go within like an
Should
hour.
be building up.
So it should be ready for business. So I was like, all right, well, I better try to go. And so I went into the bathroom and I tried to go, and it just no sign of it. And so I was like, well, okay, it's there. Like I feel it coming out. It's like
Oh my God, turtle.
man.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
it wasn't gonna happen. So I was like,
Dude,
what do I
what'd you
do?
do?
What do I do? And so I
We're
went.
talking real
I-
shit here on
right?
the MOTO-MOTO
So I
live
went
show.
and got,
Did you get shit done?
got a couple.
Yeah,
of,
you brought us into this segment real good. Get
I
shit
should
done.
have told you this before this.
Dude,
But I should have had one of these. before I
Frank,
did that.
I did not know that he was going to talk about
I
real
haven't-
shit.
I haven't told this
didn't
story to
know.
very many people, but now I have told it to more people than I planned. But
So you're trying to go.
so I was trying to go and it wasn't working, and I got 2 enemas, I think, and I put them up there, and still no sign of
You
nothing.
did it yourself?
I did it myself, yeah.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, well, that's not good. And so the only thing I could think of was like,
Apple
I'm
juice.
not going. No, it was past that point. So I was like, I got to do something to get this taken care of. And so I had a bunch of nieces and nephews at the time, and I was at my mom and dad's place because they were helping me take care of me or whatever. And I was like, man, because it was there. Like sorry to be gross, but I took a baby.
How are you eating cheese right now?
It'll stop you up, too.
I
Jesus,
took a
stop you up.
baby spoon and I was trying to dig it out. And
No, you're
I was
lying.
thinking of
You're
water
lying.
hose.
oh please,
You're digging out.
I
You're
was I was trying to. It wasn't working.
my God.
It wasn't working.
What do you mean
We're
you
gonna
were
get
digging
canceled
it out?
so fast.
What do you mean you were digging it?
I was trying to. It was just
You
there.
got a mirror down there? You're
No, I didn't need it.
You're just digging with
I
a
didn't need it.
spoon? What?
I knew that there was something there, and I just had to just start digging. Because I've dug a lot of jumps. Like, I've got a lot of practice digging. I figured a spoon wasn't much different.
Oh, my God.
So, anyways,
Episode 5, baby. Here we go.
so
Dig it.
I was trying to dig it out, and I was like, I'm not going to the doctor for this. I'm not ever going to go to the doctor for this. And after a while, like, I remember my dad walking in. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Leave me alone." I was shaking so hard. I was trying so hard. And I was like, no, it didn't. I had to go to the hospital. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, this will happen. They should have made you go before you left." And I was like, "Well, they didn't. I don't know what to tell you." So the doctor was like, "All right, how long has this been going on?" And I told him and whatever. And he was like, "All right." So he got this cup. It was, I don't know, it's more than this. It was probably about 2 of these put together. And it was full of like hot milk of magnesia is what he called it. Awful story, I know. Sorry, guys. But he put a tube up there and he just let it all go in there. He's like, "All right, you'll be good here in a minute." I'm like, "All right." So I was watching Kicking and Screaming. Never forget it. Will Ferrell, soccer movie. Never forget it.
Oh, my
So I was sitting there watching it, and he came back in like 5 minutes later, and he was like, "Nothing?" I'm like, "No." He's like, He's like, "All right, I'll go get another one." I'm like, "All right." So he went and got another one, and he put the tube up there further. And I was like, "Okay, this is uncomfortable." Like, there's so much stuff that between the enemas that I put and that stuff 2 times, I was like,
the spoon.
"Dude, this is awful." So I sat there and I watched Kicking and Screaming some more. And he walked back in. He's like, "For real?" It was
sure
like
you
5
weren't
minutes later,
watching?
and he was like, "This isn't good. I've never seen anybody last past 2 of them." And I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you." So he went and got the 3rd one, and finally it was game over. But oh my gosh, it was so
Just
bad.
on rapid fire.
Oh, it was horrible.
God,
It looked like I was. It
For
looked like
some reason,
it looked like rocks. They were like this big, but they were like sharp. They were like diamonds. They were super sharp at the other end. I've never been
There was
the same.
holes in the wall. It
I-
was going,
Dude, I've never been the same since then. I felt glorious. But then it was like it stretched out and like my whole everything. No, not the noose, not the noose. It stretched out my intestines in there. It was like it made my stomach so big, right?
Put a spoon
And
up
so
there.
they were like, "You got to drink this stuff and make sure you try to go like every hour or every whatever." It was like all the time. They were like, "Or else that's gonna happen again." I'm like, "Oh God, don't be doing that." So I've never gone to the bathroom as often as I did after that. But I'm really sorry again. I know you guys will
I've
never
got
look
a
at me the
mental
same.
image in my head of 2 movies. Gold Diggers and the Dumb and Dumber scene when he's on. Who said that? Dumb and Dumber when he's
That's-
on the toilet.
That's almost exactly right. Except I wish I could have gone that fast.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh, it was weeks of misery. And then weeks after that, I felt like I'd been violated. It wasn't good. Wasn't good at
Wow.
all. So,
That leads us
Yep.
to 20 minutes after the hour. We got to wrap this show up. Man, that
let's have
was
some cheese.
Yeah.
This is a good plug.
All right, that was our hustle segment. Home
Oh,
of
that
the
was a
hustle. Get shit done. Coffee.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with just a few randoms. Things that drive you crazy.
That.
Oh, yeah, not being able to go to the bathroom.
Come on.
That's pretty rough.
We heard that one.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Things that drive you crazy.
Brooke half the time?
Brooke?
Yeah, she drives me crazy sometimes.
Okay.
But I love her.
Is she listening?
That's fine. Yeah, I
Brooke,
hope
you
she
out
is.
there? You
I
listening?
hope she's listening.
So things that drive me crazy. My freaking Ford van. If you don't push
it's not
the
a Dodge.
button, no, I'm not driving. I had the Dodge. It's the front wheel drive ProMaster.
No, that thing
Horrible.
sucks. Horrible. That's the worst thing.
We're
you
not
ever bought.
sponsoring Dodge. I can't stand it. It walks on you.
That's why we don't
Like,
like the Dodge.
I'm
It's
not
'cause the van.
promoting looking at your phone or a billboard, whatever. But you cannot take your hand off the wheel in a Dodge ProMaster front wheel drive. That thing will just walk to the right, walk to the left. Anyway,
That's because you didn't have a line right.
no. Have you driven one? Oh, they're horrible.
I bet it's awesome.
No,
Dude.
Dodge
No.
is paying him Ram's paying him.
I wish.
No, what drives me nuts, I asked you what drives you crazy. That Ford van, if you don't, as soon as you start it, you have to hit this button that will not let it shut off.
Actually,
If
my
you
truck
don't
does
hit
that
the
too.
button, it
That-
dies at every
This
intersection.
dude is a U.S. Marine.
You can't
And it
race.
bothers him that he's
You
got to
can't
press
do
a
it.
button.
No, I'm a racer, and you can't race out of the. You can't get the whole shot at a stoplight or anything because your engine is dead.
From a dead engine start,
And,
yeah.
and is
when
that
everybody
not
else is
bad for
running.
your starter? I know we've got Kyle's a mechanic. Is that not bad for your starter? It starts every time.
But hold on, every other truck or car that I've been in like that stops like that whenever it's at a stoplight and then it starts back up, it like jerks and jumps.
Yes.
But my Dodge just is so smooth. It's like,
Oh, my
it's like
God.
butter. It just
If you just joined the show,
it
Bret
rolls
Cue
off
is
the gate.
being paid
So
by
good.
Dodge Ram.
I wish.
Let me read the small print. Dodge Ram. No. Dude, it drives me nuts. And
just
it's
have to
also
press it one
dangerous.
time whenever
no,
you
I
run.
know, but when
But
you
every
forget,
time you turn
I'm
it
sorry, I
off,
disagree,
but when
man.
you forget,
It's not that bad.
it's that bad. It drives me.
I drive
Randy,
this van all the time.
that
It's
kind of
not
drives
that
me
bad.
nuts
No,
too, but not really that
because
nuts.
it's dangerous too.
I feel like
okay,
it bothers him more than me.
when I first started riding street bikes on the street, you can't ride a 250. Okay, that's what you get when you're 14. You have to ride a 750 or bigger because it's dangerous. Now let me get to this. It's dangerous for this start-stop thing in an intersection. What if someone's coming and you need to get out of the way? My van is,
No, I get it.
you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying it's not hard to just press the
The van
button
is
one
dead.
time.
What if somebody runs a stop sign and it just goes whew, right in front of you and you're like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't take off sooner.
Oh, that's
I'm glad
okay.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So that'd be half full. I guess I'm thinking half empty.
Yeah. How
Okay.
you doing that?
I get you. All right.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna
You're
think
better
that
than
way
that.
from now on.
You're better than that.
Snap out of
Okay.
it.
Last one. We got
Actually, speaking of, did I tell you I almost got in a head-on collision today?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
We're at.
I was on 66 after just after
After
I
leaving
left the
Bub's
track.
Creek at 18326.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna
South
say.
273
I thought he was
West
gonna say on
Avenue.
our bridge.
No,
No, don't say that.
it wasn't that.
Randy, get him off the stage.
You out?
You're out.
What's the story? Well,
No, we can't tell
There's
it.
no story.
After.
Yeah, it's an after show.
so the 15-year-old that drove off the gas pump almost hit somebody head
Dude,
on.
He,
okay.
oh wait.
I'm
The fact
16.
that he told you that.
You were 16?
No,
It
this
was 2
happened
days ago.
yesterday.
Okay, well,
Yesterday.
I was gonna say, how'd you turn 15 again? Because I need to learn that.
We left Bub's Creek. We prepped the track for you, and
Aw.
your buddies today, and we left there, and we're starving. We hadn't eaten since breakfast because we were working so hard for you, Brett, to prep
Damn.
the track and water it and disc it and rip it and drag it and just make it so perfect.
And then he didn't even charge me anything.
No.
Not yet.
What a guy. Not
So we leave there and we go to Cane's Chicken. We buy Cane's and then we're both sitting at the gas pump. We buy Cane's and then we go to Come and Go and to fill up our trucks. And I'm like, I'm serious. This is what was going through my mind. I'm so proud of him, man. Jackson, look at him. He's in his own truck, man. He just got done prepping the track and the skid steer, and he's such an awesome skid steer driver. I'm literally going through this in my head as this happens.
as you're
And
right
then
behind him and he
we're
drives
eating.
off.
No, we're eating. We're at the pumps. He's in the pump in front of me. I'm in this one, and we're eating our Cane's chicken. I know he's. I'm like, well, I guess when he's done, I'll be done, right? We're eating, and he totally just drives off. And this guy walking out of the Come and Go is like, dude,
I already knew
dude.
when he was
And he
saying it, though.
drives off, and it just pulls the whole pump out of the thing. And so I tell him, as the dad, I say, hey, just go in there and tell him you knocked it off. He goes in there, and he doesn't say, I knocked it off.
No, I walked
he
in there, I
goes in
said-
there and says,
I said-
hey, your pump's off.
Hey, so
walked in
that's not what he told me though.
What?
He told me that he said,
Yeah,
just
no,
go
he
tell him,
did.
go tell him somebody else did it.
No, you
No!
bullcrap.
I
He
did
told
not
me-
say that.
No,
Be
said-
honestly dishonest.
Yeah.
I did
you
not
said-
say that.
You said, go in there and just tell him it's off. And I said, okay. I'm going in there and tell him it's off.
I said
No,
go in there and tell him I knocked it off. That's
Man.
what I said.
All right,
Lost
well,
in
I went in
translation.
there. I went in there and I said, dude, your pump's off. I said, what the heck? He didn't lie. Like, what the heck's with your organization here? I can't even get gas because your pump's off, dude. And he was like, man, I'm sorry. I'll get that fixed. I was like, all right. It's like, I'm out
Hey,
here.
we'll give you a free fill up. Well, actually, my tank's pretty full. You don't got to worry about that. We're good.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well.
No, it was good. Luckily, it was the, nowadays, it's just a, it pushes up and you twist it. So I didn't break it off.
He's justifying. He's justifying
Okay.
it right now.
Quick disconnect.
No, that's justifying.
I felt pretty
You're
bad.
just saying, well, it's no big deal because it's just a
Wait,
on-off
no, it's
thing.
a big deal, 100%.
It's a huge
I feel
deal.
horrible, but it's just one of those things, man. It's just it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just come and go, dude.
She'll buff
Like,
out.
Come on, man. Like,
All right, last thing. It's 9:27. We got to wrap this up. It drives you nuts. Well, you didn't answer the first one. What things that drive you crazy?
I mean, they're really.
You said Chevy.
No, I
I
don't know.
said poop. He
Poop.
Well,
said the
that's
poop
true, too.
situation.
I
drives him
think
crazy.
shovels probably drive him crazy. Digging.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really get annoyed
Okay.
or driven crazy by much.
Then answer this.
No, he said
It
Brooke.
drives
I
you
said Brooke,
nuts. It drives you nuts when people say,
I don't know.
Come on, you
I-
got
I-
something, dude.
it drives you nuts when people say,
Illinois.
yeah, who said that? Randall.
Man, I really don't know. Like I said, I don't really get stuff
Oh
doesn't
my
really bother me
God.
that much. I'll have to get back to you on that
You
one,
know
but
what?
I'm sorry I'm failing right
what
now.
bothers him is when he puts on a hat and it doesn't fit his head.
Yeah,
he
that's
put on one of these
everyone.
MOTO hats and he was like
Has
that.
he got a big head?
Look like a yarmulke.
No, he's got. He
Dude.
said he's got a.
No, you're at snap number 3. I'm at.
Well, he said
I'm
he's
at two.
he's got
I
a.
got a tall head.
Mhm.
I got a long,
what it is.
skinny.
Listen, man, listen. We're on camera. I just embrace it. I don't have any hair.
Yeah, I don't
It's
either.
coming, man.
It's
I know.
falling.
I've seen your
but,
dad.
But see, it's like it's not that bad.
It's not
But
bad. You got a
it's-
lot.
It's just usually poofed out right here, so that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough, but it could be worse, I guess.
I like it. I like the no hat.
My uncle, though, I know he's not going to listen to this, so I can tell it, but he looks just like Hulk Hogan. Like, his hair's all gone right here, and
Dude.
he's got, like, a long blonde.
Why
ring
doesn't
right
he
around
just
here.
shave it? I don't like the clown look.
I don't know, because he's
I don't
he's
want the clown ring.
pumped on the Hulk.
The Hulk's
not-
cool, but
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
it's only him.
The Hulk and Rick.
Rick?
That's my uncle's name.
Oh. all right, got you. Bret Cue. All right, the Hulk.
Something like
Man, hey, this takes us to the end of the show. I appreciate you for coming out, and thanks for all of our sponsors. Get Shit Done, Beehive Blends, and Roost MX. They put
Bubs
it together for us. Bubs Creek, this hotel, Stony Creek Hotel, and they give us this room to do this show on Wednesdays, and I appreciate you for coming out. And tell your dad I said, hey, I miss that dude. He's just awesome. We could do an entire show with him.
Oh yeah.
Man, I know we're still going long, but I remember going out and watching you at the 500.
Come on,
and-
bring
and-
it. Hang
and,
on.
And you were racing. He was racing a CR80, I think, and I will never forget that he's part of the reason, or people like him, were part of the reason that I didn't race till I was so old, or so much older
16,
than.
right?
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
I was 16 whenever I started racing, but I was terrified. Like, I was like, dude, that's so. There's no way I can go that fast. Like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's like fourth gear pinned everywhere. So I feel like he's part of the reason that that happened. But my dad was telling me that him and Jack used to have jump contests half the time, and Jack was 8 and my dad was 34, so it was
Yeah.
a pretty fair game. But
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said that Jack beat him half the time.
Dude, your dad is so cool. I mean, and we did have jump contests. We would do the same step up over and over and over and over, and my dad's sitting there going, "Are you ready? I mean, let's go." He'd go sit in the van, and I'm hanging out with your dad. I mean, we're just jumping over and over and over this same jump, and who can do the best whip. So see,
Man,
we were
that's
doing the best
exactly
whip
where I
back
get it
then.
from. Man, I don't even
Oh,
know.
they were doing the best. One
No,
of these.
best,
Hey.
best cross.
So that's what you were doing.
The butt
I don't know
whip?
about his dad, but
well,
you were going
in our mind, it was
one
cool.
of these. Just the bar pushed to the ground.
One last story. Speaking of the 500, we're talking about Stillwater, the 500 track. That's where I met his dad and rode all the time. which is right down the street from Guy Cooper's house. One last story. I remember my first pro race not my first pro race ever, but my first pro race at the Stillwater 500. Remember Trey Owens?
Oh, yeah.
Man, he's
Big
awesome.
Daddy Owens.
Yeah, Big Daddy. I remember walking up to sign up and him just doing this. And I said, what? He just
Give me your
he
money,
did this.
son.
He said, just give it to me. No need. I'm taking it.
Did you beat him?
I don't think so. I doubt it. I don't remember. But
You would remember if you beat him.
I doubt it. I doubt I beat him. Dude, he was the shit back then.
Yeah, he was.
And,
Number 978.
Yeah, he was awesome. And, you know, he since got hurt, I guess, hit
Yeah,
his
I think
head
so,
or something. And he's struggling right now. So I actually got a friend request, and I need to reach out to him. I need to call him Monday. I got a friend request from a Trey Owens, and it was his picture, and he got hacked on Facebook.
Really?
And so this guy is messaging me through Facebook Messenger, and he says, I mean, I'm totally buying it because I know he's struggling right now, and I know he's going through a rough time. And so he asked me for $50. And I said, yeah, of course. I'll drive to Oklahoma City right now and give you $50. I mean, you need $50. And I was more concerned about, more than the 50. Are you okay? You know? And so anyway, I was totally buying into it. He was hacked. I called the guy. You know, you can call him on, you don't have their number, but you can call him on Messenger. And I called the guy, and the guy answered. And that's why I need to call Trey and say, dude, you've been hacked. I called the guy, and he answered. And I was like, hey, is this Trey? No. Well, then why are you acting like Trey? And he totally just kept feeding me the same line. Well, no, this is Trey. I was like, you're not Trey. You just said you weren't Trey.
Jeez.
Trey Owens, by the way, not Kennard. And anyway, I need to call him tomorrow or something and be like, dude, someone's asking for $50.
That's too bad.
Anyway, how did we get off on that? The 500, Stillwater,
Yep.
Guy Cooper, your dad.
Yep. You would always send it. I clearly remember it.
Dude, I appreciate that.
So this day,
I'm always
he just compound fractured his femur, so he definitely still sends it.
Yeah, I'm done. I think I'm done right.
Oh my God, dude! This guy just said the other day, we just were out of Bub's prepping, and he goes, "Man, when you get back riding, I think we'll get you. I'll ride your practice bike again." I'm like, "You just said on the last show you were done."
This
So
is
I was
my
like,
30th bone.
I was like, "Dude,
30th bone to break, and it came through the skin. That's
yeah, he ain't done.
Yeah, but
You can't be done."
every bone and every broken spot tells a story.
all right.
Yeah.
And they're usually good.
All
And
right.
this one's
I mean,
So
pretty
when
good.
I get a
Like-
bike again, you coming back to Oklahoma? You gonna ride?
Sure, yeah.
Bubs Creek?
I come back every couple months,
Okay.
as much as possible.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Let's go. It's right on the way, right to my mom and dad's place.
So they're not in Enid anymore.
No,
they're in Shawnee.
They're in Shawnee.
Even
area.
closer.
Yep.
That's
It was
like
like 45
30
minutes.
minutes.
It's like 45 minutes from their house.
Okay.
So we're good.
Dude, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate
Thanks for having me, man.
you. Thank you.
Thank you guys so
All
much.
right.
Guys, that does it for episode 5 with Bret Cue. Thanks for coming out. And you can watch this on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts in the future. All right. There we go. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you guys.
We'll play this music to end us out.
Really sorry for that story.
Dude, that was awesome.
I know, that's
You know what? Nobody's going to have a story like that.
Well, no, I don't think that.
I don't think I've ever heard a
You
story
are now
like that.
listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
Every time I feed Riley,
You think you drive that big Tonka truck here or what?
So it's the fourth lap. You've been in the lead the entire race, and you tear him up with some banners. Are you kidding? I'm telling you, this is the next way. Don't tell me about struggle. When I started racing, I was going to the track in a 4-door car. My bike was in the trunk. Okay, it's time to get serious. The windows are down. You're driving down the back road. Are you listening to country or rock and roll?
Tell me seriously, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
Okay, it's the last lap. Your teammate is right in front of you, and it's the last corner. What's your next move? Supercross, motocross, arena cross, I don't care. These guys are the gnarliest men on the planet. And let's not forget about the women in this sport. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda, KTM, Gas, Husky. What's next, guys? Bull Taco? Last week, you made it to the podium. Who helped you get there? Now, let's talk about the lappers. Now, I don't know about you. I've got a different view on this. If I'm in 8th place and I get the blue flag, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm racing for 8th place.
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO Live Show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
No, I disagree totally. The Last Chance Qualifier is my favorite race of the night. When else are you going to have everybody laying it all on the line just to get into the main event?
So what's your training look like these days? Is that milkshake part of it, huh? Who's your first phone call after the race? Favorite set of gear, go. Who do you follow on social media?
They say everybody puts their pants on the same way. Baloney! Is it left leg first or right? You know, I don't care what they say. We were friends before this race, but I'm not going to dinner after this is over. Okay, you're on the podium. Your mechanic hands you the hat to do the interview. Is it ears tucked in or regular status? Chocolate or vanilla?
Sit back, relax. Here comes Jack Brassfield with the MOTO-MOTO Live Show.